My name is Sarah Goodman. I am the 2024 to 2026 Suffolk County Teen Poet Laureate. I'm also a sophomore in Comac High School. And I really discovered poetry when I was very, very young. My mother used to read poems to me before bed, and then as I got a bit older, I started to write, poems myself, and I found that poetry was a way for me to be able to understand myself and the world around me and really understand my place in this world. I've met so many like-minded people from Oyster Bay all the way out to the Hamptons. It's truly an amazing experience. People will never have met you before, never heard your name, and they'll welcome you into open mics and other events. I've gotten publishing support, I have gotten mentorship offerships, and I'm very, very proud to be part of this community. I'll read a poem actually about my connection, I feel, to one of my ancestors, to my family, and so that's how I feel like I fit into time. It's called dusha. It's a Russian word, and it translates sort of to soul or heart. It doesn't have a direct translation. So, I'm not quite sure I understand the notion of a fixation of a soul, restrained to a prison of flesh and bone. Rather, I'd imagine it floats about a never-ending river that meanders through space-time. I first wondered on this matter when I saw in a picture frame on my mother's childhood dresser my eyes hiding amusement, my repressed grin, in the face of a mother's father's mother's mother. Or perhaps is it that I, a daughter's son's daughter's daughter, bore her eyes and her smirk? Resemblance runs in families, sure, yet when I ran down the stairs, picture of the picture in hand, and I asked my mother's mother, who was this almost me who seemed to be, I was told tales of my temperament and my loves, my virtues and my vices, that it was blatantly true that I was she or she was I, sparked a pondering on perhaps why. It was abundantly clear to me that this matter ran deeper than bone deep, further into familiar inheritance of a notion indescribable in English, dusha. Most similar, I suppose, to our notion of soul, though it is true I hold her mind, her heart, her body too. I have a kind of collection of 4 short poems, if that's all right. It's called The 4 Seasons, so I'll start with Summer Sore. This ache that nestles deep in the chest of a scorching swell and sickly sweet warmth, from the breeze which slows to a stifling arrest, this ache better known as summer sore. Breath no more easy in advent as the air settles still, silent molasses of lethargy rolling slowly as it coats over long grasses swaying the length of the hills, stilling willow and birch, ivy and oak. Summer sore seeps into joint, muscle, and bone of the laughing wild jackal and the microscopic flea. But summer sore, with every creak, crack, and groan, brings a rest to the mind that is finally free. Then the next one after that is Autumnal Abandon. The see-through greens of leaf-bearing trees are worn away by browns opaque, though I, as the others, are of the belief that the autumnal abandon leaves more in its wake, lest the corruption consuming be this and nothing more, for beauty must then be an agent of fate, be it the colors as they fall or the mad rush of the tree spore, some latent force drives us to observe their deathly state. Or perhaps it's this itself, the beauty of the end, the certainty that after all we may rest, the abandon of life and the peace of the dead, of which our observance is truly blessed. Winter Wither. Nothing here withers, nor there does die, though death has settled in the icy river, it flows on forward and passes us by. Time ne'er slows, the river flows, what's dead has long forgone life. Time ne'er slows, the winds will blow, and what little survives will thrive. The canvas made white anew, the long night in preparation for day, the beginning of the end once again. Nothing here withers, nothing there stays. And finally, Spring Song. The winter nights bleed into spring morn, and the westward wind begins to die. Cold airs and cold eyes have not borne bys. Soon by we hear the songbirds cry. Upon frozen grasses lining hillside, upon brittle branches lined by snow, the sproutings of small leaves begin to grow, as waking fish break quick river flow. Dewdrops cling to vast grasses green, the robin recalls her song of morn. The moon casts a dull glow cloud-torn upon spring daisies winter-worn. So to any teens out there, and all poets, but especially teens, if you think you have an interest in poetry and writing, go to an open mic, see what's around in the community, because the community is so welcoming to everyone, and I can assure you, you will have a very enjoyable experience.